How much is social media impacting your daughter's body image and self-esteem? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump onto Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's answer today's. I'm worried about how TikTok is affecting my daughter, but I don't know the best way to handle it. We try to limit the amount of time she's on TikTok. I would prefer she not be on it at all, but I've compromised with her on some free screen time as long as her homework is all done. I see signs that she compares herself to girls she sees on TikTok, and it's affecting her self-esteem. I try to show her that she's beautiful too, but my words seem to have no effect. What can I do? Thank you for your question. I think all of us parents can relate to this one. It's a huge and complex topic, and this conversation we're having now, as brief as it is hopefully to get the ball rolling, help you kind of go deeper, and help support your daughter. There's so many ways to go with this. I think that social media is rife with unhealthy body image messages for our children, especially our girls. Not that our boys can't be affected too, but I think girls and women have so historically been objectified in the media and been given the message that your strength comes from how you look. Not that boys can't be affected by this too, but it's so endemic in all of media. And of course, how someone looks and conventional beauty is such a short period of time in someone's life. But when you're young, it's hard to really recognize that. And I think it's really important that we as adults start setting a better example. Now, obviously, you can limit screen time as much as you can, but they're still going to be exposed to it. Whether you limit TikTok, they'll find it on other sites, in movies, TV shows, at lunch at school, they're still going to be exposed to this. So how do we counteract this? I think that it's about how we build our child's self-esteem and not just about their looks. You can tell your kid that she's beautiful till you're blue in the face, and it's not going to change how she sees herself in a negative way. I think it's important that we focus on things outside of physical beauty. For example, beauty can take many forms. It's easy to focus on physical beauty. That's the easiest thing to focus on. It doesn't take effort to focus on that. But more we can focus on someone's strength of character, their kindness, their generosity, their perseverance, there's a bunch of adjectives we could go into that we look into and admire about a person that we love and cherish. And those are things that I think we want to focus on, not only with your daughter, but also with other people in your life, and also with yourself. For example, do you talk down about yourself a lot in front of your kids? Do your kids see you going to the scale every day and complaining that you're not meeting your goal and that you can't fit in that outfit you want to fit into? Do they hear you your negative body image issues come out? Because that's an example that they will follow because they see you doing it, because it validates the insecurity they have. So I think it's important that we as adults set the example with a healthy self-esteem and healthy body image issues, with acceptance and understanding that beauty comes in many forms. Also, if you're going to talk about physicality and how a body is, I think it's important that we talk about what a body does than how a body looks. Because you can control what a body does. We don't have as much control with how a body looks. There's a lot of genetics that comes into play that we're just, destined to have. Now, there are models online and TikTok dancers and influencers who spend all their time, focusing on what they eat or what they don't eat and their own eating disorders that they have, their plastic surgeries, their photoshopping and all this stuff to look a certain way and present an image that is strong and confident and happy, which, of course, is all an illusion. But when you're 14, you don't realize it's an illusion. Hopefully, as we get to be an adult, we start realizing this is all an illusion. It's all fantasy. When you're 14, it looks like a reality to you because you don't have the context of life experience to understand that that's what it is. So it's important to talk about those things as well, that these models are getting surgeries all the time. Their whole life is just exercising and eating what they eat or eating what they don't eat. Many people in this world, there's a lot of drug usage that comes into play that is really toxic. So this is not a healthy lifestyle to be a model or an influencer. I've met several people in this field, and they're not very healthy. So I think it's important that we understand what is health. I think it's important to understand when we're talking about eating and what we should eat, how it fuels our body, how it strengthens our muscles, our bones, our brain, how it helps us move. Again, focus on what the body does instead of how the body looks. I think it's really important we focus on that. It's a huge topic we're talking about. Again, having talks about this regularly in a healthy way, just as you would talk about drugs or sex or any other topic that is scary or uncomfortable, the more comfort you bring to the table, as uncomfortable as your kids may be, the more likely they will follow and understand and reciprocate. So when they are over their heads emotionally, they'll come to you for support, a safe place where they'll get real information. Again, when you present information to them, make sure it's factual. If there's something about, body mass index and all those things, make sure you're getting real information so they understand what is a healthy body and how much that is not about your ab or your waist size. It's about how much muscle you have, what your body can do. Are you exercising on a fairly regular basis? Again, it's not about being an elite athlete or an elite model. It's about having balance in your life. And again, going back to you, are you modeling balance for your kids? And that's a hard thing to do. We all struggle with it. No one finds balance all the time. But if we can strive towards balance, we're going to hit it more often than not. And hopefully our kids can follow suit and they can strive for balance as well, because balance is the key. Anyways, it's a huge topic. I could spend hours talking about this, and every family is going to be a little different. So if you have more questions on this, feel free to give us a call here. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit Child and Teen Counseling. Keep sending your questions. We're going to take 2 weeks off for the holidays. We'll be back in early January with the next Tips on Teens. Have a wonderful holiday and New Year. Hope it's healthy and happy, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye, guys.